Stanley Jones MBE, your life has and continues to be dedicated to lithography and fine art printmaking. You've been involved with the Kirwin since 1958, and the pair of you are recognised as one in the world of lithography. What was it that made you think it was important to establish the Kirwin Print Study Center as an educational charity?
Basically because at that time, modern technology was invading art schools and causing disruption with the older traditional methods. And I think there was a danger that they would be lost to the general public and particularly to artists as such.
And do you think the establishment of the Kirwin Print Study Center has helped to meet your original aims? Do you think that those skills now have a better chance of survival?
I do, for many reasons. One of them is that modern technology has its uses and is important, and we will always have that in front of us to be challenged by. But the older traditions are returning to many artists and the ways in which they are applied, and there is need now for information and demonstration, which is so important in producing these situations.
The name Kirwin has been synonymous with print since 1863, when John Kirwin established the Kirwin Press. Does the Kirwin Print Study Center share similar values?
Yes, it does. It has always had ethics which go back in time through the 2 centuries that the Kirwin Press existed. And we value these because they are important and basic to the ways of teaching artists methodologies which have to be learned in collaborative printmaking.
And is it important as part of that the Kirwin name continues?
I think it's very important because they stand for standards and ethics in printmaking which are unique.
The name Kirwin has obviously been a key part of involvement with the artists that you've worked with over the years that Kirwin has been operating as a printmaking house. I mean, if I think of names such as Henry Moal, Barbara Hepworth, Elizabeth Frink, Peter Blake, Paul Arago, and the list goes on and on. And it seems that Kirwin was pivotal to the success of printmaking as an established contemporary practice.
This is true, and we want to maintain that standard of achievement both in the future and in the present time when we are looking to expansion.
So do you consider Kirwin as being important in keeping printmaking alive for future generations?
I think it will be regarded as vital that this idea of printmaking collaboratively, artists and craftspeople, this should be maintained as a means of communication both to artists and to the public.
Your association with Henry Moore lasted over 30 years, and there are many other artists who've spent such a long time working with you and your colleagues. You must have many memorable memories of time working with them. Were they all the same?
No, they were very much individuals, and the house style of the Kirwin has always been one of recognising the individuality of the artist concerned.
And do you think that's an important ethic for the Kirwin Print Study Center, for the people that come through its door?
Yes, I do, because what we are trying to do is to discover the individuality of the people who come to use its facilities.
It was your idea to establish the Kirwin Print Study Center and ensure that those skills that you talk about are not lost. Do you have dreams for its future and its future development?
I do indeed, and I hope that it will be with expansion given this opportunity as we plan for the next development stage.
You're hoping that the Kirwin Print Study Center can expand. What things would you like to add to its current portfolio?
Basically, those of which will develop the imagination of future generations, which are bound to be influenced by digitalization and modern development.
But hanging on to those traditional skills that you've ensured stay with us.
At the same time, preserving what has gone before in traditional methodology.
Stanley, you've achieved very much in your life, not just for yourself, but also in the development of process, materials that you use, but perhaps most importantly in the individual development of other artists. Out of all of these, what achievements are there that you hold most dear?
I think the achievement of Kirwin generally to provide these facilities for present-day artists and future generations.
And is that something that you enjoy being an active part of now?
I can contribute to it, and hopefully the past generations will be an example of what can be achieved with collaborative printmaking.
Stanley, I can certainly say from a personal experience that talking to artists who have worked with you in the Kirwin Print Study Center on a collaborative basis and in a mentoring situation, they would certainly say to me that the thing that they most cherish was the time that you spent with them. And I thank you on their behalf.
Thank you very much.